What really happened on January 6th? With the expected release of thousands of hours of never-before-seen video footage, it looks like we're about to find out. We're going to take a sneak peek at what we can expect to see in those videos, and we're going to learn precisely why so many wanted them hidden and why they're hidden no longer. You're not going to want to miss this. January 6, 2021. At a massive rally in support of President Trump shortly after 1 p.m., hundreds of protesters began to storm the Capitol building where both houses of Congress were meeting to certify the electoral votes for president. The images of the riot, both inside and outside the Capitol building, shocked the globe as what was once considered the most stable democratic republic in the world appeared to be exploding. In the intervening months, despite the fact that a thorough FBI investigation concluded that there was no insurrection, that there was no evidence that the riot was the result of an organized plot to overturn the presidential election, there's been nothing less than a constant and concerted effort to blame President Trump for the day's tragic events. The now defunct J6 committee, a kangaroo committee if there ever were one, where every single member previously voted to impeach President Trump, they concluded their partisan witch hunt with criminal referrals targeting Donald Trump to the Department of Justice, accusing Trump of insurrection, obstruction of an official proceeding, and conspiracy to defraud the United States. Moreover, during their proceedings, the committee showed video footage from that day that had not yet been seen by the public, which included a brief, though embarrassing, clip of Missouri Senator Josh Hawley running down a hallway, clearly an attempt by the committee to humiliate him. And yet, those cherry-picked clips are but the tip of the iceberg of what Capitol Police have estimated to be upwards of 14,000 hours of video captured by security cameras throughout the Capitol, the vast majority of which has not been shown to the public. In fact, if Democrats had their way, it would never have been shown to the public, claiming that the videos represented, quote, highly sensitive government material. And then last week, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz dropped a bombshell. Among the number of concessions that Kevin McCarthy made to become Speaker was an agreement that the Republican-led House would indeed release the trove of video footage from J6 that the Democrats have been trying to hide for the last 2 years. Here's Gaetz on CNN making the announcement.
On another matter that pertains to video, you apparently were able to earn a concession from him that all of the security video from Capitol Hill on January 6th is going to enter the public domain. First of all, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that was something you were able to get him to agree to. Secondly, what is it you want to see? What do you expect to see in that video?
Well, I think that you likely will see a lot of exculpatory evidence where people may have been in some sort of technical violation of federal criminal law, but never intended to harm anyone and never intended to breach any type of security barrier. A lot of those barriers may have been taken down. I'm a believer that transparency answers a lot of questions, and whether there's higher criminal acuity for some, lower criminal acuity for others, releasing that video will be important. Also, we already know from whistleblower interviews we've done that there were federal assets and agents that were on the ground that day to be able to observe their conduct. Their potential coordination with one another would be of great interest to many of us on the Judiciary Committee and I think many people throughout the country.
Well, so there you have it. The House, under now Republican control, is going to release the 14,000 hours of surveillance camera footage. So that obviously raises the question, what are we going to see? What are those hours and hours and hours of video footage the Democrats have been doing everything they can to keep from us, to hide from us? What are they going to show us? Well, first, gang, I do want to invite all of you to join my exclusive Insiders Club for a censorship-free video platform where I discuss topics I can't share on YouTube. In fact, just last week, our Insiders Club members had the opportunity to ask the one and only Mike Lindell their questions for our very first exclusive live stream of the new year. And you could do just that yourself. Just click on that link below and join our Insiders Club today. And as a special New Year's offer, Just sign up now and get a 14-day free trial to try it out. Plus, I've got several bonus resources I'll add on as a thank you for joining my Insiders Club. So don't wait. Click on that link below or go to insidersclub.turleytalks.com right now and join me and thousands of patriots around the world. That's insidersclub.turleytalks.com. Julie Kelly, senior editor at American Greatness, is giving us some insight on what we can expect to see on those hours of video. The first thing we can expect to see is what a top law enforcement official testified to at one of the latest trials for a J6 defendant. In the trial of Richard Barnett just days ago, a top law enforcement official testified under oath that there was indeed a coordinated, experienced group of agitators engaged in much of the mischief in and around the Capitol. These agitators did, in fact, push through barriers. They removed barriers, removed fencing, and eased the flow of people into places they should not have been allowed to go into. Kelly notes that the stunning admission by this law enforcement official is just one reason why the J6 committee has been doing everything it possibly could to keep you from seeing the wider video footage. With these additional hours of tapes, we should be able to see how many coordinated agitators and or federal assets were staged at various locations throughout the day. We'll be able to see if any FBI informants could be identified, disguised as Trump supporters, especially if they were inside the Capitol building before the initial breach. We'll be able to see who instructed two men on how to open the 2-ton Columbus doors on the east side of the Capitol building and all the other entry points throughout the building. We may finally learn who precisely erected the gallows featuring an orange noose reportedly built to hang Mike Pence. No one has been charged for that as of yet. I wonder why. The same goes with the alleged pipe bombs planted at the DNC and RNC. No one's been identified or charged for doing that. Perhaps now we can see for ourselves who's behind that. Moreover, there's widespread eyewitness testimony to the shocking brutality of Capitol Police and D.C. Metropolitan Police Departments against relatively peaceful protesters. We're talking weaponry such as rubber bullets, pepper balls, doused with chemical irritant used against elderly people, children. We'll potentially be seeing evidence of the numerous serious injuries inflicted on dozens of people. Again, people not necessarily storming the Capitol. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. A lot of what we're going to see is going to be very, very sad. It's so sad that our nation has come to this, the deliberate attempt to hide hours of video footage because it was both embarrassing to the D.C. swamp and not embarrassing enough to Trump. That's morally criminal. And that's exactly how Julie Kelly ends her piece. Quote, "If McCarthy follows through on his promise, the world will see the biggest inside job, an actual coup in U.S. history unfold before their very eyes. Not only is it necessary to expose the truth of January 6th, but to exonerate innocent Americans whose lives have been destroyed in the aftermath. Roll the tapes." As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on what Putin and China have been doing. That is an absolute game changer with the WEF. You are not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.